Today on Business Success in Six with Stacie, I have Ashley Grant here from Bountiful Boards in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Ashley, thanks for jumping on with me.
Thanks so much for having us. We are really excited to chat today and go over our business and learn a little bit more about you as well.
Oh, great. I can't wait to learn more about cheese. I am a Wisconsin girl and I want to hear all about Bountiful Boards. So if you don't mind, can we get started?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. When people ask you what your business does, how do you describe Bountiful Boards?
Best way to describe our business here is that we are Green Bay's cheese shop. We have a specialty and pre-ordered charcuterie board. So basically, I'll play with your food before you eat it, make it look that it's so pretty that people are like, should we touch that or not? But we do a ton of community events and classes as well. And we're located here in Green Bay inside of a woman-owned public market in the middle of Green Bay. We're about 1 mile from Lambeau Field. So it's myself and another small business called Super Day that has homemade soup, salads, and wraps. Most of my lunches are provided by Julie over at Super Day most days. And
Awesome.
I provide a lot of cheese for her stuff. And we've got a fun little market space here.
That is so great. So yummy. So what were your plans when you started Bountiful Boards? I know you started in 2020. Do you want to talk to us about like starting in the middle of a pandemic?
So I was a stay-at-home mom for 15 years. And during the pandemic, I was forced to do homeschooling, which just really reiterated the fact that that was not meant for me. I am not skilled to do that, but, got through that time. And then towards the end of it, right before the holidays in 2020, I thought it might be a fun thing to kind of put charcuterie boards together. To a little bit of my disdain, my husband actually was the one that had the idea. And he's like,
Okay.
you could put some of these together. That'd be really fun for you. You enjoy doing it, give you something to do right now. And I threw a logo together in about 10 minutes and put it online, and people started calling. And originally, I was just planning on doing the charcuterie boards. That was as far as I was going to go. My original space here in the market was a 10 by 10 wooden cube. I had sliding doors so I could lock up when I wasn't here making boards. And during that first 4 months, the local cheese shop that I was getting all of my beautiful artisanal, handmade, stunning cheese, because
Mm.
that's our big focus here, he was retiring. And
Oh,
so he was leaving the cheese game. He gave me all of his distributors that he had been working with for years so that I could continue bringing in all of my beautiful cheese from my platters. And I thought at that point, how is there no pretty cheese shop in Green Bay, Wisconsin?
yeah.
We're
No
the land of the
kidding.
cheese heads. We don't have a cheese
Ex-
shop.
Totally.
So it just kind of all naturally started happening. Another vendor that we had here in the market at the time had decided to focus more on the distribution side of his business. So he left, and all of this space opened up for me inside of the market. I expanded myself and Super Day. Shortly after that, took over the market together. And it's just been a little over a year now that we've ran the market, and the cheese shop has continued to grow. We continue to do lots of the events where we bring in lots of other small local businesses and live
Oh,
music. And we always have kids activities, highlight them in our classes that we offer as well. And we're just having a lot of fun here in this space in Green Bay, and people in the area have been, I think, since COVID, just really shifting back towards more of that support local mentality, which is just cool to see.
so huge. Oh my gosh. Congratulations. That's
Thanks.
no easy task. And yes, men do they have some good ideas, but we women can bring those to fruition. So congratulations on that. I love it.
Thanks.
So, what is the biggest way you impact the community? Obviously, you're bringing this great cheese, and when another business closes down, it's always sad. So it's great that you were able to bring that out. Do you want to touch on that a little bit more? Do you want to share other ways you're impacting the community?
Um, well, I mean, obviously, we're Green Bay's cheese shop, which is necessary. We get a ton of people in here, especially during like Packer season,
Oh
with
yeah.
out of town fans specifically coming in to load up with a ton of Wisconsin cheese before they leave. And so we do deal a lot with those kind of people. We also deal a lot with the other small local businesses here in the Green Bay area. We really try to harness all of our social media power together, all of our recognition power together, and help build each other up. The kind of thing where your star rises, mine's going to rise right along with you. So I'm part of quite a few groups of these small business, small entrepreneurs just that we get together for HBBA small business meetings and exchange ideas. I also, have a large group that we do a ton of events just locally here together. Heritage Hill is our most recent partnership this upcoming year, where they approached and said, listen, we just want to build the community. I said, that's what I'm totally about. I'm like, can I offer you some of these other small businesses that I've worked with in the past? So they were like, please. They've reached out to a ton of those people, which has been super cool. So they're bringing in all these small local businesses, and the whole community really just is a unknown, beautiful thing that happens in Green Bay here that you wouldn't really know was there if you weren't in the small business community. But I think it's probably one of my favorite parts about having started this small business.
Well, I feel like Green Bay in general is just a community-based city in the first place. I mean,
Right.
even if like we travel, I live in Cedarburg, but to go to Bay Beach and you see all these local small businesses and everybody is so positive there. So I love that you bring an abundance mindset and supporting other small businesses, because not all communities are like that. So it's really cool that you continue to foster that. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
My next question, what is one challenge that you have faced that other business owners could learn from?
Um, Probably my biggest one was just the fact that I had no business experience going into this.
Sure.
It was just something that I thought was kind of this small little fun idea, and it's kind of just naturally grown. I've, to be honest, tried to just maintain the pace that stone is rolling downhill has with this business, and just maintain that momentum, and just continue, to adapt and try new things and bounce ideas off other entrepreneurs, other just friends and family. Um, and I think one of the biggest lessons I would tell people that are looking to start a business, especially if you have no idea what you're doing, which is where I started at, reach out to family and friends. You've got people in your life that, have some sort of law degree, or have a good buddy who's in the assessor's office or in the health department, or someone who's done some sort of cottage law type of small business out of their home. But reach out to just all of those people, have conversations, exchange ideas. If you do all of those things, it's going to be really hard not to succeed at your business.
That's huge. Yes, it does take a village, a community, like you said, and
Mhm.
asking questions. We ask questions to our customers. We should ask questions to others too that have been
Right.
um that's great. And a lot of our coaches will talk about too. A lot of people get into these owning a business. They might be skilled at a trade, but they don't know how to do their book. So reach out to a book.
Right.
It's okay. It's okay to not do everything yourself and to learn from other experts. So
Well,
thank
and
you.
you can't, right? I mean, honestly, so numbers are my absolute kryptonite. They scare me. I have been scared of them for years. Math is not my thing. And when I first started this, I've got a really good girlfriend who I grew up playing soccer with, and she's an accountant to CPA here in the area. And I called her. I'm like, I have all of these numbers, and I don't know what any of them mean. She's like, "Oh my God, come over. I've got you," and walks me through
Oh,
everything. I've worked with her on a bunch of other stuff since then. And she's just always like excited to do it, which blows my mind, right? Because my mind doesn't function
those
in those.
numbers. Right.
But I mean, I couldn't do what I'm doing without her having said yes. Like, how can I help you?
Oh my gosh. And I assume you probably got to rekindle that relationship too from playing soccer and bringing it into a different realm. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a fun relationship. It gives us a reason also to get together, have a little bit of wine, go over the business stuff a little bit, and
There
catch
you
up.
go.
So
Oh my gosh. So great. Thank you for sharing that.
yeah.
So, Ashley, my next question for you is, what does the future look like to Bountiful Boards? And do you have an exit plan?
So the future for us is just continuing to grow. Really, we're trying to be the epitome of a cheese shop here in Green Bay. We want people to come in and have a beautiful experience. We want to be able to help you pick out beautiful and unique products that you potentially haven't tried before, while highlighting some of these really small vendors. Every Wednesday, we bring in locally made string cheese from a farm
Mm.
about an hour 15 away from here. And it's one of the smaller farms in the state. I was driving 3 hours a week to go and pick up cheese from them. We're finally doing delivery now that they're doing weekly
Oh,
stuff with us.
right.
But I try to find these just really unique, passionate cheesemakers, especially here in Wisconsin, because I'm surrounded by them. We have so much access to them, and also help try to bring them up. Red Barn Family Farms is another one that we just absolutely adore. They're a family co-op out of the Appleton, Wisconsin area. They bring in milk from 7 local dairy farms
Oh,
to this
cool.
area, make cheese under one label. They had just won second place at the United States cheese competition this past year for their 3-year vintage cupola. The owner is a good friend of mine. She's just one of the kindest people. So I get to work with some just really incredible, passionate people that, are in the cheese game, and it takes a specific personality type to be in the cheese game a little bit. You got to be a
Totally.
little bit quirky about cheese. But it's
I
just,
love it.
it's so fun.
Absolutely. It's funny. I lived in Arizona for a little bit after college, and I had people send me down cheese or bring certain like
Yeah.
brats and bring this kind of cheese. And I won't name specific brands on I'm right there with you. So that's exciting. Congratulations on growing this. My final question for you, Ashley, is all subjects open. What inspires you most?
Probably my family. I've got 3 kiddos. And just having gone through this whole process with them, because I was a stay-at-home mom for 15 years. That's a lot of time to be at home. And them being able to do this with me. My youngest daughter, Lucy, is the only one of my children who likes cheese. I made a mistake
Oh,
somewhere along the way with the boys. I don't know where it happened. But all 3 of them help out in the business. My oldest will come in and work hours for me if I need him. My youngest we had an event at the Rush Center called Meat Fest. We had like 3,000 people going through. And
wow.
she was sitting there talking about our 4-year cheddar and how it's old enough to have some of those protein crystals, young enough to still be really creamy and mellow and melt in your mouth. And so it's really fun to
Educated.
see that. And she, at this point at least, is telling me that she would like to run Bountiful boards one day.
Oh,
Um, so back
so
to
cool.
the question prior with the exit strategy, I'm hoping one day she just wants to say, Mom, I want to do the cheese shop. I want to bring Buddy the elf and
Right?
do the thing.
Like, get out of here. It's my turn.
Right.
I love that. And I think it's actually a blessing that your 2 older boys don't like cheese because they eat so much. Having 3 boys who love cheese,
It's true.
you're saving money and inventory by them not liking it. So that's
Right.
totally
Right.
great. Well, awesome. Well, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, order these unique boards or taste, stop in and try that cheese, what's the best way for them to connect with you?
So bountifulboardsgb.com, and has all of our upcoming summer events that we're hosting, that we're featured in. We do have a running list of some of the cheeses that are running in the shop. We do a ton of hostess gifts for the summertime, boating stuff. But bountifulboardsgb.com, or just at bountifulboardsgb on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok too.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Keep growing and keep growing those kids too. Amazing stuff, Ashley. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Stacie.